All right, speaking of music, speaking of singing, speaking of song, this man knows every song that's cool out there. In fact, he's probably one of the coolest guys in all of Greater Los Angeles. I'm not even sure how we got him on the air. This is a big guest for us in more ways than one. Chris, tell him. Tell him what we have.
Ladies and gentlemen, he used to weigh 500 pounds. He has since lost that weight, and he has written a book about his battle. It is called An XL Life, Staying Big at Half the Size. Joining us now from his barbershop in Toluca Lake is Big Boy himself.
Big Boy! We're so excited to have you.
Hello there.
Okay, first of all, how cool.
Man, it's my pleasure to be here.
How cool that we're going to your barbershop. I mean, really, all great things happen in a barbershop, right? That's where the truth is told.
You know, this is where the hip-hop vibe is kind of at a barbershop. That's my master barber, Kevin, back there. And the shop is called Jaden's Chop Shop, and that's my son, Jaden. He came in to get his mohawk a little tighter. You know what I'm saying? You can't own a barbershop and your hair look crazy.
Got to keep it tight and
Big Boy, how often do you have to go in to make that head of yours looking so good?
You know what? I'm like every other day myself.
Really?
But I just do it at the house because, yeah, I'm at the house with a blade and I'm good to go. I'm very low maintenance.
Do you shine it up? Do you give it that sheen? What do you do? Because you're glowing,
No, you know what? I got that natural shine. They usually try to hit me with some anti-shine because my head is so shiny. But no, it's just all natural. You know, I'm probably still sweating out a lot of the old, like, fat and the old grease that I had in my system.
Yeah.
So it's probably just lard.
Well, you bring it up. Yeah.
You're sweating out the oldies. That's what you're doing. You're sweating out the oldies.
You bring it up.
I'm Richard Simmons.
The old fat and everything. We've got the picture of the before, and then obviously now we see what you look like. And oh my goodness, it is amazing.
It's transformative. It's absolutely amazing. I think we're going to show it on the screen.
That was before on the left, and obviously you know now. And you write about that in your new book, right?
Yes. Yes, the book is like, I never thought that I'd be a guy that'd write a book in my life. You know what I'm saying? But it was, I talk on air every day, so when they approach me to write a book, you know, you still kind of got some things that you want to hold close to yourself, hold your cards close to your chest. But once I started really thinking and started speaking with Sarah Tomlinson, who helped me write the book, it became very therapeutic. I never knew that I had such a love affair with food. But sitting down writing, you know, in XL Life, it was something that really tapped into my past. I've always been a happy guy. And I didn't want to sit down and write this like, oh, I'm so depressed, I'm eating all the time book. But I had to write a realistic book that showed how I got to 500 pounds, because you don't get to 511 pounds by eating lettuce and tomatoes every day. It just doesn't happen.
And I gotta know how you did it. I drive by on the freeway every day. I see something that says lap band. Is that what you did? How'd you do it?
You know what I did? I did a surgical procedure in 2003 called the duodenal switch. And that's the most aggressive surgery, bypass surgery that you could have. And I had a lot of complications, which people will be able to read in the book. I mean, feeding tubes, ICU, fainting. I was sick about a year and a half. I was doing my show on the floor. I was walking from Providence St. Joseph Hospital every morning with the IV connected to me to do my job. So it was a struggle. And my bypass, or hopefully with everybody's bypass, that's the last thing that you do. You know what I'm saying? That's what I try to encourage people to do.
Big Boy, you touched on this before. You know, all the surgeries or all the diets really don't mean anything unless you address what it is that is your relationship with food and what got you there. And it sounds like even though you did the surgery and you modified your eating, you really tackled the issue of why you were eating.
Right, and you have to really tap into yourself, because when you get any kind of procedure, it's not I wake up and everything is gone, because you still got to deal with what got you to that weight that you're at. I mean, you can have every restriction in the world as far as what's going on with your body, but you still got to be able, even post-surgery, 2011, I still got to say, okay, well, push away from the table. Okay, you're full. Okay, don't eat those kind of things. So it's a constant, I don't want to say battle, but it's not a diet, it's a live it. So I got to make sure that I live it every day. And there's always obstacles. I mean, I'm a person.
Big Boy,
I'm a human being.
I have one final question to ask you, too, and this is, you were known as being Big Boy, obviously, for all of those reasons, and that became synonymous with you. Did you have a hard time trying to maybe find this new identity? Because you weren't big anymore, although you could still have that namesake.
And Little Boy just doesn't sound as good. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Little Boy. But, you know, I thought about everything. I thought about, man, you know, what about the size? What about Big Boy? Will I be funny? Will people accept it? But the one thing that I had to really address was, you know what? I really felt that if I didn't do something about my weight, that I was going to be dead in a year.
Wow.
And when you get those kind of things, nothing else matters. And the listeners that listen to me on Power 106, they were able to take that journey with me.
Yeah.
You know, and I still see people now, they're like, man, you really did lose all that weight.
Yeah.
So it was more of life as opposed to just professional. I don't want to be that guy that people said, man, you know, Big Boy died of a heart attack, and people say, oh man, you know, I miss him, or
Big
I knew
Boy,
it.
I
had to take my
to,
life in my own hands.
I don't mean to suggest any parenting techniques, but you got to turn around to that young man of yours and tell him he's stealing the spotlight from you. He's mugging for the camera.
He's looking good. Yeah, he's obviously like father, like son.
That's my son, Jaden, right there. Say hi to everybody, Jaden.
He looks good.
Keep waving.
He's waving. He knows the camera's on him. Oh my gosh.
Hey, thanks for letting us into your place this morning.
Big Boy, this means so much. Really, you're like our biggest guest, literally and figuratively, and it's huge to have you.
And the book comes out when?
I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Much
the
love.
book comes out on December 27th. December 27th in XL Life. You know.
Awesome.
It's just something that I really had to put together, and I thank you guys for your time, and I really appreciate you.
We thank you for coming on. Thanks, Big Boy. I love you.
My pleasure. Please.
Thank you so much. That was good stuff.
Thank you, Wendy. Thank you, Chris.
Big guest.
Big guest.
Can we give a high five?
Hey, you know, a big high five on that. Also, you know what?
That was a pretty lame high five, actually.
This week we have proved that the A-Team was watching.